Hey everyone, Ronnie Chavez here, and today we're going to be learning the 5 best parkour moves to help you escape any situation or run away from anyone. I'm going to teach you how you would implement them in a real life situation where you would need them and what you need to be thinking about in that situation. In any situation, whatever it might be, the 3 things you need to assess are 1, what is the situation and what's the threat level? 2, what are your route options? And then 3, how much endurance do you have? How long are you going to last? And so ideally in any situation you want to get out of it as soon as possible. You don't want to plan on a marathon chase where you're running forever and whoever has the most endurance wins. You want to get out of there as quickly as possible, and that's where parkour comes in, because that's going to allow you to look at different route options and allow you to find the most effective way using your skill set to outsmart your pursuer, and hopefully they don't have that same skill set because you train parkour. So you're going to be able to use obstacles to create distance between them because you can get over those obstacles quickly, and for them it's just going to be a barricade, a block where they either have to go around creating more distance between you or get over the obstacle, which slows them down and potentially allows you to hide or eventually escape. When you're looking for the route you want to take, make sure that whatever it is, you know exactly where that's going to lead to, or you can at least have a pretty good estimation that you'll be able to keep going so that you're not just reaching a dead end or going to corner yourself. So jumping into the 5 moves, our first move is actually going to be, in my opinion, one of the most effective ones if you are good at it and know how to do it fast, which is the wall run. So there's walls all over the city, so there's a good chance you'll be able to find a wall that you can climb or wall run up. I'm in this alleyway right here because this is a good example of how you would want to incorporate a wall run. You don't want to just run up to a random wall that someone can just run around very easily and then climb up that wall and jump on the other side as they run around to meet you landing. That's not a good idea. You want to go to a situation where you know it's going to be blocking your path, so that you're using that wall to create a barrier for the person chasing you, so that they either have to climb the wall as well or they're gonna have to take a longer route to go around to try and catch you on the other side if they don't have the skill set that you have. So when doing wall runs, it's just a good idea to be aware of the height you can do wall runs, and also to get familiar with the grip of the wall. Just be able to look at a wall and immediately know from training and instinct whether you can make it up that wall or not. And that's what this is all about. It's about training so that these things are instinctive and it doesn't take a lot of preparation and thought process when you're in a situation where you have to apply the move. Alright, so moving on to our next move that's going to help you escape anyone is the basic speed vault. Now there's hundreds of vaults, but we're going to be focusing on the speed vault because it's going to be the one you use most often in a given situation where you need to just get over obstacles quickly and safely. The speed vault is basically like hurdling over an obstacle, but you're using your hand as support to make sure you don't clip your feet and trip, especially if you're trying to get away from someone. If you risk tripping or you do trip, then that's just going to slow you down and put you in a very precarious situation. So that's why with the speed vault, it's all about speed, but also safety. Ideally with the speed vault, you can go over pretty much any obstacle that's about chest height or lower. It can be at different distances. You just want to be aware of what your capabilities are with the speed vault. And then from there, it's simply going to be just maintaining your speed and then landing after the speed vault to continue that same speed. So it's like there was never an obstacle there in the first place. It's like you just blew right through it. Alright, this next one is actually going to be similar in application to the first one, the wall run, except in different situations. This is the cat leap. So you're going to need to know how to do the second half of a wall run, which is the climb up, because any cat leap where you're jumping from one spot to a wall and landing in a hang, you need to be able to climb up to get yourself from that position. Now a cat leap is going to be practical in situations where you're running away, because if you ever end up on top of walls or roofs or anywhere from that original wall run, you're going to need to know how to jump gaps, and especially if you can jump a gap where it's going to something higher or something that that you can't just jump to, but you can catch yourself in a cat leap, then you'll be able to do this crazy jump to a cat leap hang and then climb up and keep going, and that may be what even stops the pursuer in their tracks. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt a cat leap right here. This is a pretty big cat leap, so I'm just going to jump from this little ledge up high, kind of do a little tack off the wall into the cat leap so I can get my body up to go into the climb up. So, alright, so our next move, because we've gotten ourselves up on something high, you often need to find a way back down, and you can even use your way of getting down as a way to once again create distance and make it a fast way to get away. So this is just going to be doing drops or descending, which I actually did a full in-depth tutorial on 10 different ways to do that in my last video, so be sure to check that out if you want 10 different ways to do that and in-depth on how to descend properly. But I'm just going to talk about how you would apply doing drops in a practical situation, because if you're going full speed and you're trying to figure out a way down, you can't just take a drop blindly and hope that you can take it, because that just might lead to your death. So you're gonna have to still be aware that, you know, what you climbed up, hopefully where you end up in another spot is going to be a similar height drop, but you're still going to have to scout it out and be aware of how high the drop is, so you know what type of descent you're going to need to take, whether it's just a straight jump to roll, or if you're going to want to do a turn hang drop, or if you might need to find a different way to scale down. The fastest way you can find to get down from where you are is going to be the best way to create distance from the guy, but you also need to be safe. So you don't want to take some crazy drop that's going to bust your ankle, because then you're not going to be able to continue running after that. No matter how long it takes that guy to run around and find you, you're still stuck wobbling away, and he's going to get you. Alright, so for our last move, we're going to be doing the tic-tac vault or tic-tac wall climb, mainly just incorporating the tic-tac to improve your boost and speed into getting over an obstacle. If you're in an alleyway going over a fence, or if you're hitting a corner at a certain angle and you find a tic-tac will just help you get up the wall quicker, that's what we're going to be going over. So in this spot specifically, ideally I'm going to use the tic-tac if I'm running towards a wall and there's a wall next to me that I can kind of lean towards, kick off of to get a boost to either kick this wall again to pop over, or if I can get enough boost, I can vault over it completely. Same thing if it's in an alleyway with a fence. You know, your fastest way to get over that fence instead of struggling to climb over it since there's no wall on it is to actually kick off the alley wall and kick over. And I'll show a clip from a previous video I've done doing that, but here I'll just demonstrate it on this corner wall so you can get an idea of what you can do with it. Alright, so there you have it, the 5 best ways to escape someone who's pursuing you, or escape any situation you might be in where you need to incorporate parkour. Obviously there's a lot more parkour moves you can do, but these are good 5 starter moves that you know will be good to have in your tool belt for the most common situations that might arise where you need to incorporate these things. Just remember that as you're building up speed to learn each of these moves, that you do it safely and in a safe environment and you progress into it. Like I always say, it's all about progression and all about doing things in your comfort zone and slowly pushing out of it as you progress, as you build your overall strength, skill, and speed. So be sure to subscribe for more tutorials and videos coming out on my channel, and thanks for watching.